1996. The professional wrestling world was turned upside down by the introduction of the New World Order. To battle this group of ne'er-do-wells, WCW had to put together a team to sharpen the swords of its warriors. A team that was rough, a team that was ready, a team that was rough and ready. Who was rough and ready, though? I'll tell you in this edition of Lost Tag Teams.
Dick Slater was a 20-year veteran of the ring, best known throughout the South and Mid-South territories outside of a stint in the World Wrestling Federation in 1986. Slater would make his final home in the Turner Companies in 1989 as a stable and tag team specialist, starting with the J-Tex Corporation before forming the Hardliners, and that being a possible video selection on its own with Dick and Murdoch. He would also hold the U.S. Tag Team Championship with the Barbarian, being the last recognized tag team champs, before joining the stud stable with Colonel Robert Parker in 1993 and earning a World Tag Team Championship reign with Bunkhouse Buck in the process.
Mike Enos was trained by Verne Gagne and was, at one point, the world's largest referee. He would be best known as the member of the Destruction Crew in AWA and the Beverly Brothers in the WWF with Wayne Bloom, being the first tag team to win the PWI Rookie of the Year awards in 1990-ish. Don't hold me to that one, I brain farted off that. In 1996, he would debut in WCW as the Mauler, and being best known to the trivia question, who was wrestling when Scott Hall made his WCW return?
You people, you know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here.
As stated, in June 1996, we had the NWO threatening to run roughshod over WCW. WCW was sending their top stars, Sting, Lex Luger, and the Macho Man, Randy Savage, to battle the Outsiders and their mysterious third partner. To earn their war paint, the trio needed to be ready for all comers. Hence, the partnership of Mike Enos, Dick Slater, and VK Wall Street. Okay. Be ready for anything includes strong amateur credentials. Okay, I buy that. I buy that. Despite the defeat, Enos and Slater would form Rough and Ready and take on Slater's former manager, Colonel Robert Parker, on as, well, a manager. Poor grammar for that one. But we're going to run with it because we don't know any better. Despite this initial setback, though, Rough and Ready would find early success defeating enhancement talent on the weekend shows. Actually, this would be a great summary of Rough and Ready in general, as they only had 2 Nitro appearances during their run and 1 pre-show appearance on the Clash of Champions. So despite this lack of primetime airtime, Rough and Ready would go on to challenge for the Tag Team Championships 5 times, all against Slater's nemesis, the Harlem Heat. How did that go?
Harlem Heat, for many reasons, we took... Hello.
Pretty much this. Rough and Ready were the epitome of the mid-card. They beat guys that were pure jobbers, well, and Chris Jericho.
For Rough and Ready here, Chris Jericho, the youngster who has been nothing less than a sensation,
and had difficulties defeating guys higher up on the card. That was the problem of Rough and Ready. They fit into their predefined spot all too well, and by proxy, they were placed, well, exactly where they needed to be in the card. Rough and Ready were a meat and potatoes tag team that were expected to come in, wreck things, and leave. No fanfare, no frills. They didn't even have a finish. They just beat you. Seriously. They just punched you in the head. Or my personal favorite, ref stoppage because they were going to murder a guy.
Slater just about twisted the neck off of this young man right here. Look at him. Yeah, what I think is what's Patrick doing?
Seriously, they were going to murder a dude. That is what I want in my professional wrestling. Big, ugly dudes committing attempted murder to win matches. And they were overall successful with this formula, despite only being together for about 6 months. During that time, they compiled a 10 and 11 win-loss record, and 5 of those losses were against the tag team champions, which, I mean, could mean they shouldn't have been challenging for the titles. But there's merit in being selected to challenge for the tag team championship. With Harlem Heat holding the titles, I would even make an argument that Rough and Ready could have won the titles with a little more care and a needed storyline transitional reign, as both Slater and Colonel Parker had history with Harlem Heat. However, it was not meant to be. Compared to the other teams, where booking was the culprit, the team would end after Dick Slater suffered a back injury in October of 1996 and subsequently retired from ring competition before murdering his girlfriend in 2003. Little food for thought on that one, attempting to murder dudes. Enos, however, would stick it out in WCW until 1999 and would retire in 2000 after a tour of New Japan. So that was another edition of Lost Tag Teams. I'm Rob Kammer, and in addition to this series, I'm the host of MLW Confusion on Spotify for podcasters, and it can be found wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, when it comes to YouTube stuff, be sure to like, subscribe, and all that jazz, because that's how we get the video out there, and that's how we, make me popular, despite people actively hating me. However, if you actually like me, and you would like to support, of course, do all that stuff, you can follow me on the socials. I'll have that in the descriptor below. And if you'd like to support monetarily, I have a Patreon at www.patreon.com/CASSONOVA, which gets you early and ad-free access to MLW Confusion, the podcast, and early access to videos such as this, in addition to weekly exclusive content. Until then, I'll see you all next time.